Today, I'm joined by Manisha Sharma, and we will talk about children's mental health. How do you combine patience with the concept of never giving up? I'm sure you will enjoy our conversation. Hello, Manisha. How are you today?
Oh, fine, perfectly fine. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So,
And my
Manisha,
namaskar also from India.
yes. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, so your school is one of the schools that really stood out in our National Young Welfare Fair. But we actually don't want to talk about the National Young Welfare Fair.
Right.
We want
Yeah.
to talk about you, about your educational philosophy and advices that you might have for other educators and for parents and for kids. But
Okay.
my first question, before I even ask you about that, is like, how did you become an educator?
Oh, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, my father was a university professor. So most of the educators say that by chance, but it was not by chance. I really wanted to become a facilitator, an educator, a mentor, and really wanted to guide my young children. So I was very passionate about right from the beginning. And I saw the students coming at my place because my father was a university professor and he was also very passionate. And I always used to say, oh, I want to become the principal of the school, just childlike stories and everything we used to share. So this was the passion right from the beginning. And what I wanted, I have become. And I'm realizing my dreams and I'm enjoying every moment of it. So my profession is my vocation, and I enjoy every moment of it when guiding young children, looking at them, holding their hands whenever, as and when it is needed. So that's what I really wanted to do. And for my colleagues, for my co-learners, I must say, because we all are a lifelong learners. The moment we thought that we have an immense learning, we stop that. So I believe that each one of us is a co-learner, and we keep learning, keep writing, keep reading, and keep guiding our young generation to make this world a better future for them and everyone.
So you mentioned that you saw yourself as an educator, as a
Yes.
facilitator, and as a mentor.
Yeah.
So educator, I understand. Facilitator, I also understand.
Yeah.
Tell me more about the concept of a mentor.
Mentor means guiding children. That's very important. That's what mentoring them for every aspect. It's not only the education, whether it's a social skills, whether there is emotional problems, whether there's a personal problems, whether there's a professional guidance, mentoring at every bit, whatever they require during their school years. That is mentoring them. And I think we not only mentor our children, we also mentor our young teachers when they come here. We guide them, we counsel them, and we want to make really dream to make them a very wonderful mentors for our young children. Those they do not just require marks, but beyond that, the schooling life or school life is something very, very crucial, where the tender children are coming right from age 3 and they're here till age of 17 or 18. So it's very important that we really need to see and guide them in each and every aspect of their life, be it professional, be it personal, connecting with them. See, when we connect with them, then only we guide them and become the mentors. That's what is there.
I love that you combine the mentoring, the children, and the teachers, and I would add also the parents
Yes.
together
Yes.
into one thing. Now, we came from like a very tough time with COVID in India, etc. What challenges do you see the children now are facing that they didn't face before, if any?
Yeah. So, Amy, during post-pandemic, everybody speaks about the learning gap. Before that, I would like to speak about the crisis, the challenges, the hardships, the ordeals everybody was going through during pandemic time. It was a very dark, gray, sullen, dismal period. And we wanted children. See, we were not meeting them physically. So online, how can, via learning, we can make it connect with them. And I wanted to see them happy, whereas there were so many deaths in each and everybody's family every next day, and somewhere within the hearts they were scared, they were fearful. But every day I said, oh, there is a magic pot, I'll take out, and every teacher was doing, we'll take out the slip and let's discuss something positive, what happened the yesterday or on the weekend. Let us share some positive stories. So we wanted them to revisit the good things and be grateful what we have it. That's the first thing which we did it. And the next, I asked them, all my teachers and every co-learners, please do tell your young learners to write some good happy stories during this period, and we'll compile them. And that's what we did it later on. They wrote wonderful stories, so many wonderful, hilarious. Some are serious in tone, some are sad in tones, but we compiled them together, we curated, and we presented to their parents also. So those were wonderful stories from class 3 to class 5, then class 6 to class 8. These children compiled their books. And those COVID periods, we tried what was the purpose? The purpose was we wanted them to pen down their thoughts, to come out of their grief, to come out of this juncture of the sadness and become more clear and be more positive. That was the purpose, and that we could do it. And of course, post-pandemic, there are a lot of things. And thanks to BreeBook providing the platform where children are writing wonderful books, a sense of gratifying. You know, when children create something, any individual who writes something, and when they see in the form of the books, it is altogether a different experience, isn't it so? It's so gratifying. It's a sense of achievement. It's a sense of self-belief that is there.
Yeah, like, it's interesting when I came with the idea of rebooks, and the initial idea was more around writing. Like, I wanted to facilitate the ability for somebody to publish the book, to publish their thoughts easily. But what I found fascinating later, and was not planned, is that the children are becoming young entrepreneurs. They, and you're talking about it, they see something that has a value. So you take something from your mind, you put it on a platform, and suddenly this thing is worth, let's say, 500 rupees, right? I'm going to 5,000 rupees. I'll just put a number there. And they understand that their brain is worth something, and then they start selling it. And, and especially like some of them will just sell it to their families, and it's really, really sweet. But some children, they sell hundreds and thousands of copies, and they become entrepreneurs. And it's the ability to see that you can use the power of your brain to generate something that is valued something by somebody else. Yes. I'm always saying, like, for me, the eureka moment is when a child sees that somebody from another place that do not know them bought their book, and they're like, wow, somebody paid me for
really
my book.
And I can see the smile and the gleam and the shine on their face, and excitement and happiness. Oh, that joy is beyond any words and explanation that is there. In my school, around 400 children, they did write on the BreeBook platform, and they were applauded for their efforts also. So that's great. You are doing a wonderful job. It's not that you invited me or I'm sharing this platform, but I congratulate you for providing this platform. At least children have something very, very creative, in this Insta generation. It is very important when they are struggling with this emotional stress, emotional intelligence, anxiety, and so many things, where the platforms like BreeBooks give them to express their emotions, express their thoughts, and it really helps them to lessen the amount of their anxiety level. It really helps them, and it is also very good for their mental health, which I don't know whether you've thought or not, but it's a very good, when we talk about mental health issues in these days, writing, penning down, and having a book platform like BreeBooks, where they are getting all the aids, like through of course, the artificial intelligence, which app you have provided them. They have all the things, how they can, they can see the different colors when they're writing it. All the facilities are there. So that's very nice. Somebody is really doing the hand-holding part to allow them to be creative, to be expressive, and constructing something. That's very important.
Yeah, I thought about the mental health element from day one. It was clear to me, but I didn't understand how deep it was. Like, I remember the moment I understood it, it was actually a child from India. At the first days of BreeBooks, you were able to write also in Hindi. we like, our language tools were very limited. I'm talking about the few first week. So there was a child that wrote a book in Hindi, and it was really, really beautiful. And one of my team approached him and say, hey, can you please write it in English? And he said, this is, I was writing to my dad that I lost to COVID. And I will never be able to pronounce my emotions because I spoke with him in Hindi. I never spoke to him in Hindi. And then I said, and I had this moment and I said, whoa, this is like way beyond anything I even imagined. And it happens a lot with books.
Yeah.
But I want to come back to you. So, so you spoke a little bit about mentoring teachers, which I maybe will touch later, but let's speak about mentoring parents. I always see, or many times I see that the parents, sometimes they are almost like the enemy of their children. Like, they're trying to push them in places from a good place. How do you mentor parents, whether it's this situation where they're trying to over push their kids or under push their kids or whatever? How do you, and I'm sure because you're a very good school, I'm sure you have it a lot. Like, how do you mentor those parents?
So, helicopter parents are always there, all right, because in today's tough competition, but I am very positive person, and I always believe if you orient parents well through several programs in your school, you're able to align with them. Like, you can work in tandem with their efforts. You will be surprised that I'm calling and inviting so many parents. You come and share your thoughts. There are so many parents, they're writing also books, they're authors also. So this is the way when one parent is coming and he has been provided the platform or the voice there in the school, other parents are also motivated. Yes, that this is there. And it's not only one thing that's writing. There's so many things that they should be oriented, that only just the academic is not, it is just one part. When we talk about holistic well-being of children, it is very important that how all the stakeholders, where the parent is very important, the school is very important, and the child himself or herself is very important. How we can work together in tandem to take care of this younger generation. So we orient quite frequently. There are the two partners, I'll say, and I do persistent efforts for that, so that instead of becoming a stumbling block in the child's progress, we can understand them well. Because as I mentioned earlier, it's an Insta generation. Everything, likes, dislikes on the Facebook page, their social, these things play a very major role in their life. And parents in the school need to understand together that how do we provide the avenues to our children so that we can positively keep them engaged, either via sports or having good reading habits or visits or excursions, good family time, story narrations. We have a very comprehensive reading library activities there in the school. You will be surprised to know that we share with children. But when we are doing this, don't think that it is a wastage of time. If the child has come with a book and he has been asked to do change the ending of the story, all right, dramatize the story, one project has been given to them, then please do encourage the child. And we sometimes call them also as an audience or as a judge. So they do understand the value of it. I will not say 100%, but of course, I really very happy and elated that 80% parents have understood that how all these activities are very, very important. We are in the age where the skills are very important. The communication skills, the writing skills, the reading skills, the language is something which is such an important tool. So let children come out, and every child has something or the other divine. So let's work on their potential, provide them different platforms. When parents do understand them, and when such a rigorous calendar is provided them in the right from the beginning, so they're very clear. These are the activities which are going to be there. They are there to support us, help us, assist us, and let's work together for their and our children's well-being. That's how we do it. And mentor them in this manner.
Now, when I think about it, you already have some parents that are from the Insta generation. Your young parents, if their kids are 0, they are. And, I always said that the most dangerous button is the like button, the old, because it's like you like or you dislike. Yes. But life is in the middle. life is like, I like some parts, I don't like some parts, etc.
Yes.
So and if you're really clear about something, it's always challenging you. And what advice do you, and and I really will end soon, like what advice do you normally give to educators when they, or facilitators when they just join the school? And I'm sure this happens very often.
Yeah, I always say patience, perseverance, and persistent efforts. These three P's are required very much. You have to do persist. This is no 2 minutes Maggie noodles and instant coffee. Life is full of emotions, human sentiments. We are human beings. We are connecting with each other. So it's very important when one human in a form of mentor or facilitator or a teacher is connecting with the teacher-taught relationships are very, very important. A teacher can really create magic in child's life. That is very, very important. So they need to be very careful. They need to be very patient and persistent efforts for that. Don't negate anyone. Every child is a soul which has lots and lots of talents. So let's unleash and draw out the best in each and every child. So let's work with that persistent efforts. Never give up. Never give up. Not on yourself and not on your pupils also. That's very important. That is the very important advice.
I cannot end our call with a better advice than that, of like never give up. I wanted to ask you another question, but I actually think it's not needed. I think this is like an amazing educational philosophy, when on one hand you're saying like, never give up, on the other hand you're saying like patient and and slowly. So this very robust effort that you will never give up, on the same time in the most extreme sensitivity. It's
Abby, I
probably
just believe in that every process is very organic. It takes time. Every bird needs time to bloom. It has. So please have patience and keep doing the persistent efforts. Allow the younger generation to stay focused, whether we are young educators or the young peoples. They all need to be focused what they're doing it, what they're constructing it. Let their energies be channelized in the right direction. That is there.
I'm very grateful for you as an educator,
nice.
and it's also great working with your school, and I really believe that we both trying to achieve exactly the same thing, which is make those children grow and really make the world a better place, because it's we are the platform for them to do that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, connecting with you, talking with you, and having a conversation with you. And I really await your arrival in India and really have an interaction with children. That will be very great. Thank you so much.
I'm sure we're going to meet around the National Young of the Fair or something like this, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.